Hello, this is Kate from Daily Tarot Girl, and this is your weekly tarot card reading. And for this week's reading, I am using a really interesting deck that I really like. It's called Tarot of the Abyss by Tourain. And I'm going to draw 3 cards for us. Each card is going to represent a portion of the upcoming week. And my intention, as always, is to get some fresh ideas for the week ahead and how we can kind of make the most of the opportunities and the energies that will be coming our way this week. Okay. Now, as always, I'm joined by my cat. I feel like she's been in the same position for like my last 3 or 4 videos. But she's sleeping next to me today. Okay. So let's begin. Card number 1. For Monday and Tuesday, we have the 3 of Swords. Now, if you enjoy this reading, don't forget to like, subscribe. You can even leave me a comment. It definitely helps my channel. So beginning of the week, Monday, Tuesday, we have 3 of Swords. Now, we had the 3 of Swords last week as well, I believe. So now it's moved up to the beginning of the week. I think last week it was kind of the middle of the week. Okay, so 3 of Swords. Now, this is has very different imagery than the deck I was using last week. So let's dive in. Okay. So lots going on with the 3 of Swords. There's an open book, and then there's all these letters coming up. There's this empty head, and things are going in there. I mean, there's a lot going on. Now, what's interesting with the 3 of Swords, the suit of Swords is all about the mental realm and how your mind works, your thoughts, your beliefs, the way you communicate. And the 3 of Swords is often seen as a card of emotional pain and heartbreak and feeling, maybe feeling betrayed or just feeling let down in the emotional sense. So it's this really interesting intersection between the mental and the emotional realms. So 3 of Swords, again, I'll say that again because I think this is an important thing to grasp about the 3 of Swords, is that the 3 of Swords is this really interesting intersection of your thoughts and feelings. So with the 3 of Swords, we start to see how our thoughts and our perspective and the way we look at something and understand it, the way we think about something in turn influences our emotions and how we feel about that thing. So there's this very intimate relationship between your thoughts and your feelings. The 3 of Swords at the beginning of the week is saying, pay attention to this. So if you're feeling sad, if you're feeling heartbroken, or you're upset, or you're anxious, whatever's going on for you feeling wise, particularly if it's a negative feeling, if you feel fantastic at the beginning of the week, then perhaps this card isn't for you. But if you're feeling any kind of negative emotions, taking a moment to think about what thoughts you're also thinking, what thoughts are connected to those feelings. What thoughts are perpetuating those feelings or creating them? And is there a way for you to focus on some different thoughts? You don't have to do a complete 180. If you're thinking a negative thought, reaching for a positive thought is kind of hard, but reaching for a thought that's different, maybe even just thinking about something different, like taking your mind off the thing that's bothering you, putting it somewhere else, or choosing thoughts that are less upsetting than the ones that you're thinking. Or what's easier, what I find easier is choosing thoughts, not necessarily not thinking the negative thoughts, but allowing room and allowing space for other thoughts as well. So opening your mind, look at how open this guy's mind is. It's so open. So opening your mind to other thoughts, other possibilities, so that you're not locked into just looking at something in one way. middle of the week, Wednesday, Thursday-ish, we've got the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is all about using the power of the mind, the power of thoughts, the power of focus to her advantage. So she's a very grounded character. She's very different from the guy in the Three of Swords who might be kind of overwhelmed by his negative feelings or his stressful feelings right now. The Queen of Swords, she's actually quite grounded and practical. She's very centered. She knows who she is, but she's also very much in her head. She identifies with her intellect. So she's a very kind of intellectual in her head. But she's a very good communicator. She's her power comes from the way that she wields words, whether that is written word or spoken word. So she's a master communicator. She always thinks before she speaks. And so she isn't really like a passionate, heart-centered person who speaks from the heart. She definitely speaks from the head. Now, the message for you midweek is to think about what you're saying, really choosing your words carefully, because words you use to communicate to others has this ability to really shape your message in a powerful way. It has the ability to make people feel a certain way, the kinds of words you use. So really being aware of that and choosing your words carefully. Queen of Swords is also about speaking your truth and just speaking your truth and not necessarily beating around the bush, like really communicating with others in a very direct kind of way. Oh, hello, Henry. Here's my other kitty, my boy cat, Henry. I know you probably want to see his face. There he is. Hey, little guy. He's such a good-looking cat. I call him a himbo because he's so beautiful, but he's not particularly smart, so call him a bit of a himbo. Okay, so let's have a look at the card for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the end of the week and the weekend. We have Ace of Wands. And actually, the woman in the Ace of Wands looks really similar to the Queen of Swords. Her hair, she has her eyes closed, she's grasping a shaft. It's very, very similar to the Queen of Swords. So, what do I want to say about the Ace of Wands? I love the Ace of Wands. And I always think of, the Ace of Wands is a card of inspiration. And here we see, it's like, I think, is this a phoenix or something? It's some bird leaping from her hand. I feel like there is this, I feel like there's this potential for newness on the weekend. There's a potential to start a new project, particularly a creative project. So the weekend is a good time to not only get into a new creative project. It might be something like painting or craftsy, could be writing, creative writing, writing a story, doing some creative writing. But there's something new and there's something fresh. There is this potential this weekend to reinvent yourself or reinvent a specific part of your life or an aspect of yourself. And to me, it just feels like your creative side wants to come out and play a little bit. And seeing the Queen of Swords and the Ace of Wands together, I'm really kind of leaning towards like the written word and writing as a form of creative expression. Okay. Let's look at all the cards together. Let's see if there's anything else I want to say. Oh, and actually we have an actual book here. So all that stuff I said about writing and creative writing with the Queen of Swords and the Ace of Wands actually feels quite powerful because here we have a book and we have letters coming off the page. I actually feel like this is a week to connect with your intellect, it might be a good week to kind of get inside your head for a little bit, especially if you're working on some kind of a creative project. Giving yourself some room to fantasize and to daydream might be a good idea this week. Okay, everyone has their eyes closed and they're looking down. And I'm just going to look at this deck to see if that's a common theme with the other cards. And no, not really. Okay, so everyone has, their eyes are kind of closed or they're concentrating on something and they're kind of looking down. And I do feel like this is a week to concentrate on something. And again, that might be a project, it might be a creative project, it might be a particular task, something you're working on. This is a good idea, or this is a good week for focusing on one thing and really concentrating. And I'm trying to see if there's anything else I want to mention. I just think it's so interesting how she's holding the staff here. She's holding the sword here. They're both kind of looking like it's very similar. There's some like similar imagery with the Queen of Swords and the Ace of Wands. I think ideally we all want to be like the Queen of Swords this week. You know, she's well-spoken, she's intelligent, she's rational, she's cool and calm. She's kind of cool-headed, level-headed. She's very good at negotiating things. She's good at communication. So I think that if we can all kind of tap into our inner Queen of Swords this week, that might be really helpful. And again, she's a little bit cold. She's not a warm, fuzzy character, but I feel like that might be what's needed this week. And of course, this exciting potential for something new, starting a new project, getting inspired by something, getting some good ideas, that feels really exciting too. And even if you just look, like you forget that this is the Three of Swords and just look at the imagery here with his open mind, there is something about, being open-minded this week and allowing kind of new ideas and new perspectives. All right, so I'm going to close the reading by saying thank you for watching. I hope you found this reading helpful. My name is Kate. I'm also known as the Daily Tarot Girl. And if you want to learn more about tarot card reading, you can check out my website, dailytarotgirl.com. I'll put the link below. So again, thank you for watching and have a fantastic week.